So I hate to be the bearer of bad news, and if you've been paying attention to what's been going on, you probably already know what I'm about to say, and that it's not necessarily bad, it's just a fact of life. Now, what I'm going to talk about is something that very few people, at least in the mainstream media or some of the outlets that I check out, have been speaking about, and it's a difficult topic because it's hard to really explain. Now, I'm going to talk about the debt that we have to repay, but not from the way that I've covered it before in some of my other videos, and we'll try and put those in the description below. But I want to talk about it from the income side. We've been talking a lot about the expenditures, what's going to cost you more. There's going to be a fuel surcharge. Groceries might cost you more. Home heating might cost you more. A lot of things might cost you more at the end of the day, starting in 2021, because we're going to have to pay back that debt. And it's very clear that the government had to incur some debt. I mean, I'm not here to argue what programs were good or what programs were bad. It's clear that there was going to be some debt incurred, and that debt was going to be rather large given the disturbance that COVID caused to the entire economy, and not only the economy, but just every facet of the way we live our lives. In certain industries, may just never recover. So it's clear that there's debt, and there was going to be debt that we were going to have to repay. But talking about the income side, so what money do you have left after your deductions and your payroll taxes and all of that stuff? What money do you have left? That is going to be changing because a lot of Canadians are going to be hit with a CBP premium increase starting in 2021. And that basically means that you're going to have less money at the end of the day. Now, theoretically, programs like CPP or EI work in such a way that you pay into the system and you're going to get some money, maybe similar amounts of money back out at the end of the day, and the government's really just forcing you to save for CPP or employment insurance. It's really that. It's supposed to be insurance. It's supposed to be that kind of automatic system where you pay in and then you get out if you need. But the issue here is not CPP itself, and it's not EI, it's not other programs that might go up. It's the fact that these programs might go up, or the premiums that you pay might increase, and very few people are actually talking about them. And so it's not just the taxes that you're going to pay. And again, we've covered that a lot here. It's the fact that you're going to have less take-home pay at the end of the day, and that's really going to squeeze people in 2021. But why is this a serious issue? It's not just a serious issue because you're going to have less pay. It's a serious issue because the government started us off in a fairly bad financial position. It's very difficult to justify the type of spending that we did before when really we're supposed to be having some money aside for a rainy day. I mean, the government's constantly encouraging Canadians to spend and save money, right? So you're supposed to save money, save for your retirement, save for this and that. Governments are often warning, or people are often warning, about levels of household debt or credit card debt in this country. And yet, the government itself seems to be just spending money willy-nilly. It's almost like they're buying a $300,000 car, and yet they can't afford it. And then they go to the bank and say, I know I spent all that money, and I don't really have a way of repaying it, but I would like to borrow some more money. And that's essentially what the government does. And that is a very big problem because, again, the amount of money that you have to pay for certain things, it very often can end up being a punishment or a penalty or just a fee placed on lower income Canadians. So people who have no choice but to pay these fees, but to purchase those things. I spoke about that previously about the fuel tax that's going to hit. It's going to go up 12 cents. But when you not only have to pay more for what you'd like to purchase, pay more for your, for your life, right, for your basic services, but you're also going to lose on your paycheck, right? That is really going to hurt a lot of Canadians. And I think more people need to focus on that side. More people need to focus on the income side. And I really think this is something that we need to talk about as we're entering 2021. There's obviously a lot of debt that we have to repay. We have to figure out how we're going to do that. But we need to do it in such a way that doesn't hurt or financially strain even more people and put them into an even worse situation, which is then going to require even more government spending or more fixing of the so-called problem when we could have done a lot to try and offset that or fix it, or at the very least prevent it from the beginning. So I think it's really important. And again, making sure that we hold our governments accountable, that we are ready for times of crisis, because there's always going to be times of crisis. Hopefully there's not going to be another event like this ever again, hopefully. But hopefully governments will be prepared for these crises that can happen and will not spend so recklessly on things that, maybe we didn't even need to begin with. So hopefully that is something that we can all take away from this year, from all the things that have been happening. We can find some interesting stuff that we're going to look forward to learning in 2021 about our government, about how it operates, so we can better hold our politicians accountable. And that is something I think that is really important for 2021. So for True North, I'm Sam Ashkenazi. Thank you so much, not only for watching my videos, but for watching all of the content here on True North. I know that myself and a lot of my colleagues, pretty much all my colleagues, strive to provide really great original Canadian content, and we thank you so much for watching. So have yourselves not only a great day, but a great year, and here's hoping that 2021 will be that much better for you and your family.